I do.
What kind, my baby? Oh, we have not done this in a minute, and we have been that busy. Randall Poncho Smith. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
How you doing? Kim Floyd.
Kim Floyd
is going up the timeline. Look at Trinity. It's so simple.
I got to put all the lights on me. I got 2 phone lights. Now watch this, y'all. You see that?
No, it's good.
I just disappeared. You don't see nothing but my teeth. Look at that, baby. Look.
Baby. I love my chocolate. I love my dark chocolate. You better cut it out. Minister Stephanie, how you doing? Wait.
We gotta put the phones on, all the flashlights on.
Wait
all the lights. All the lights on. All the lights on.
Wait, remember this comedian? He said, I was so black. When my mother had an ultrasound, it was just 2 dots, and they was like, "What's that?" That's me. You're beautiful. You're baby beautiful. We joke around a lot, and we do that. It's among ourselves. What's up, Monique? How you doing? That was a good laugh. Aroma said, "Overseas, how you doing? Y'all looking good?"
Yeah, rested.
My soul is rested. Dawn, what's going on? How you doing? To everyone. Mother Edwards is going up the timeline. And we have not done coupling in a minute because we have been so busy. Minister Leary, how you guys doing? Mother
Minister to the world
is going on up the timeline. Tieta Treadwell is going up the timeline. So we're going to have a dialogue before we continue on with our date night. Because it's our date night. And we were having dinner. And I hope you guys get your dinner in because Monday is coming and it starts our covenant fast where you cannot have any food. That means you can only have fresh vegetables and water for 10 days and 10 days only. And so get ready because our husband and I, we getting it in.
Yeah.
We going out on dates. My husband said Sunday he wants.
I'm eating me a steak.
He said he wants a steak. And so you guys know that I don't eat meat.
Steak. I don't even eat steak like that. But I'm having a steak.
I'm going to make sure he's taken care of because that's what we do. Thank you so much. So we're getting ready to have a dialogue. And so since we were having something to eat, a lot of stuff went up and down the timeline of Instagram. And it has been brought to our attention because people are always speaking about what's going on social media, whether it be newsworthy or not.
Right.
But one of the things that had become newsworthy for some reason was Nia Long.
Okay.
And with Nia Long, what became newsworthy is that her longtime fiance, he's the coach. His name is Imi Udoka, and he is a coach. And so what went up and down the timeline is they had discovered the young lady that he allegedly had an affair with. And so this young lady is 34 years old. She's a married mother of 3. And she is, I think it says, a Mormon. So what we were discussing is the why. Iris, how you doing? We're praying for you and your family.
Yeah.
And so we begin to have a dialogue, and I asked my husband a very pertinent question. And one thing about my husband is he is very, 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 he is against infidelity, and so am I. However, why her? Why her and why him?
That's the question.
So that was the question. Why her? Why him? And what was going up and down the timeline, they would say, yo, that's who he cheated on? Nia Long has been every man's dream growing up in the 80s and the 90s. And you mean to tell me he cheated on Nia Long with that?
Right.
And so it went on as we were talking. There is a door or a window that is open. Because whenever you find that someone has an affair, it normally is someone that you did not expect. Why her? Why him?
Mm-hmm.
So the dialogue that we begin to have is that question mark. What is it about those individuals that people go out or step out? It's wrong either way the pendulum swings.
It's wrong either way.
It's wrong. Right. However, why her and why him? And you said something very profound.
Well, I was saying people are looking at Nia Long, or women are looking at Nia Long, and I don't think if you're measuring Nia Long, you shouldn't do it.
Or people are looking at attraction.
If you're looking at how, attraction and she's this and she's that, I'm gonna tell you that's the wrong way to look at it. You have to see it from the perspective of what was done, or how did the lady get in. All right, it's wrong. It's dead wrong. But it's one thing about a man. You can't look at the outside of a person and think that, and I'm gonna just say it, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but you can't just say, just because you get a BBL that you now getting ready to catch somebody. Listen, for a lot of men, that's not it. It's not what you look like may be a part of it, but it ain't all of it. Listen what I'm saying. It might be a part of it, but it's not all of it. And a lot of ladies that is looking at this, I don't want you to look at this wrong and then count yourself out. Because you looking at that, you looking at it from the wrong perspective. You need to see it. Well, how did they get it? Because a man that is taken care of, or a man that is not taken care of, or a woman that is not taken care of, and then somebody comes and takes care of them, it ain't gonna matter I ain't gonna say it's not gonna matter what they look like, but it ain't gonna be as heavily weighed as what society is thinking, because society is looking at, man, that's Nia Long. And I'm like, Nia Long probably get on that man nerve too. I mean, you can't look at it like that.
Yeah, someone said we don't know what was going on behind the scenes.
Right.
It has happened to the most beautiful women around the world and the most attractive men around the world. It has. Thank you so much. Someone said we look good together. Thank you so much, Miss Downs.
Thank you. Even though you can't hardly see me.
They can see you. You're so silly. But it happened to Halle Berry. She made that very publicly known.
Right.
It happened to I don't know if it's true, if it happened to Beyonce or not. I don't know, but it was alleged. But it has happened to the best of the best.
Yeah.
And so we have to look at the window. Now, I remember when God rest Kobe Bryant, they were speaking about how he went and brought his wife this elaborate diamond ring at the time because he had stepped out. This is what was on the news. And apparently they went and they dug up the woman and they were like, you've got to be kidding. His wife is absolutely beautiful. For even some men who are very amazing, good men, good looking men, very attractive, all of the things that are going on. But yet and still that window of opportunity is open. This is what I say. No one can have an affair unless you use the password. The password is open says me. That means that you have invited someone in, an opportunity to placate on something that you have not shared. And affairs start when you have to erase the text message. And so even though this woman, Nia Long, has been with this gentleman for a long period of time.
How long was it?
Somehow, I don't know, Baba. Somehow, this young lady got in because he said, open says me. There is an access and you become accessible. It means that somebody looked at that 80-20 rule and decided that I may have 80% of me fulfilled, but that 20% I really need. So it means that you have to close the door of the 20% and work on that before you allow someone to come in and shatter something that could have been great. You just don't take your spouse in the bedroom. You take your family. You take the children. You take your business. You take your home. You take everything. Now you got to ask yourself, was it worth it? I am going to say what my husband said. My husband said, you have no idea. That woman probably had his shoes and slippers at the door when he came to see her. Well, I don't know where they went. It means that 20% is what people who are opening the door of affairs prey on. And they will speak the language that your spouse lacks. Get it? So if you saying, I want to be showered with romance or flowers or whatever it is, I don't know. And you start to have a dialogue with someone, you will invite them into your world to kind of play footsie with the idea, because what you did is you shared your 20.
Yeah.
Stop sharing your 20 because someone's going to fulfill it. Stop sharing your 20. They placate or they say, you have given me access to have an affair or entertain something your spouse is lacking.
Yeah.
So stop speaking about the 20. Keep the 20 quiet, but put the 20 before the therapist.
Don't be surface.
Keep the 20 quiet.
Yeah.
But put the 20 before the therapist. So the therapist can be that caveat or that voice to tell the person you're involved with, I need more in this area. Because when you set up and you talk to someone and you start talking about what you lack, someone else is going to say, let me be that teacher. What happened, Baba?
You know what I was thinking about?
What?
The little video of the guy. He was sitting at the table of the girl house. And he talking about, nah, I don't want to be in no relationship. And then
he started eating the food.
He said, you cook this?
Yeah, right.
And then he tastes the chicken, and then he tastes the, then he tastes the rice, and then he tastes the beans, and then all of a sudden, he changed his mind.
He said, we're in a relationship right now. Right now.
And see, some of you got to realize, and this is the message that I think women need to get. This is one of that. This is what I was telling my, because I was talking to my wife, and I was talking about me. I said, baby, you take care of me. Yeah, my wife is beautiful, but my wife takes care of me. It ain't. I'm not trying to let no door open. That's why I'm gonna do all I can, because I don't want no areas to open up.
Right.
When a man is not being taken care of, and this is why women, do not weigh yourself in this doggone situation.
Right.
Especially if you're one that you still know what to do. Because it's not all about that. You got to realize pretty can become ugly real quick.
Yeah. And
it's
for
not
men,
about that.
And for men too, because they're women.
Yes, it is.
But this is what it is. You find.
I'm glad you said that. Go ahead, baby.
No, for real. But you do find more men who have an affair step out, and they step out on something that they have not stepped up. They step down. So a lot of times a man can have 80% in a marriage, but he still wants that 20%. And the 20% is always measured by what she can give him, not at what she looks like. So when you go and you dig her up, like they just did with Nia Long's case, they were like, dang, she a stock clerk at Trader Joe's. Look at Nia Long and look at her.
She was a stock clerk.
It was some data clerk or something. But so now what they're doing is social media.
But you know what? That's good. I'm glad you said that. We didn't talk about that. But that's interesting, because him probably passing through and picking up something, probably asked him a question or noticed something that wasn't being done. And that was the door.
Right. I think that if people really would be honest about their affairs, they have to be honest with themselves and say, what were you looking for that you could not find in your spouse or in your house? What were you looking for? What was the door that allowed itself to open that you opened because you did not? Someone said, where is the CCM
Where's
dated?
CCM dated? It's called
So you have to ask yourself, what was it? And I think a lot of people want to know why. Why is it that you chose to step outside?
Right.
Why didn't you just leave? If you were not being fulfilled, just leave. But some people
that's
saying
the right thing to do.
Right. But people are saying, how is it that you just leave and you have a family? I think if you have exhausted all your possibilities and you have exhausted all your possibilities, and if it's still not working, then you have to do something. But don't have an affair on somebody. Don't do that. Don't do that. One of the things that Fred said that was really profound, he said that as beautiful as women and some handsome men are, if you don't speak about what you need, you got to talk about what you need,
I ain't lying.
And you don't oblige that request, you have a problem. If a woman keeps saying, I need, or if a man keeps saying, I need, and you follow through, you possibly could save yourself a lot of headache.
Yeah.
If you just are honest about whatever it is. If it's sex, You got to be honest about that.
It's just not what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's just not in there.
Yeah, it's not in the fact that she is beautiful and she's Nia Long, and how could he downgraded. Most men who have affairs do downgrade because it's not about looks. Most women who have an affair upgrade. Now they don't like that. See how silent it got? Most men who have an affair,
they downgrade.
Most women who have an affair upgrade.
They up.
Because someone said facts. Because for a woman, it's different. She requests things that require stability. Most women, they look for stability.
You can see it because the man in most cases is already established. And a woman in a lot of the cases is looking for somebody that is established. So I can see how that can happen because the man ain't trying to, he's not looking for the particular woman that it happens to establish him because he's already established. So I can see that.
I think a lot of times what women don't do is they don't look at the fact that when a woman steps out, she has already spoken.
Yeah.
When a woman steps out, she's already spoken. She said, "Can you take out the trash? Can you take out the trash? Can you take out the trash? Can you please love me? Can you help me with the kids?" And by that time, her patience has run out. And then she decides to open that door because she's not getting those needs met. It's not a demand. For a man, he can have a beautiful woman and all of the attributes, but it's that 20% that he needs. It might be in nurturing.
Yeah.
So when he goes and she looks like somebody beat her with a bag of nickels, it's like, hold on.
And in these days, a lot of men they're not getting that nurturing like that.
Yeah.
They not. Listen, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
A lot of men have not experienced a nurturing woman. Have not. I mean, these days, it's a lot of women that think a certain way. And so when they come in contact with a woman.
You're so silly.
I mean, it's funny, baby, but it's the truth. Like, he could have had anybody else in the whole world.
Okay, but he could have. But
I mean, it's terrible, but...
Yeah, but it was something.
It was, she did something.
It was something. If she was, now, it was wrong.
It was
Either
wrong.
way, the pendulum, you do not cheat on your spouse.
Period.
However,
we're not advocating that.
If he stepped out, now, Fred, because we had this conversation over dinner.
Okay.
What you said was she wasn't married.
I ain't hit that point yet.
She was not married. She was not married, which means Nia Long was not married.
My first thought. My first thought was they were together for an extended amount of time.
Okay.
And that it was said, allegedly, that she wasn't one for marriage.
Right.
Allegedly, it was said. But allegedly it was said. And when I said to my wife, first of all, if you with somebody a long period of time and these jokers don't want to get married, then that's probably something you shouldn't be in. And I said, if a brother was to talk to me and he was talking about a woman that he was really serious about and really was in love with, but he was saying, the woman is saying, I don't want to be married. If he was to ask me my opinion, I would tell him to go the other way, because 9 times out of 10, if she's telling you that, that's what she mean, and she probably ain't finna marry nobody no time soon because of what's going on with her.
Okay, so let's rectify the situation. She said that she wasn't for marriage, that she was good without it.
She was good.
And so because she did not want to be married, it still doesn't give him a right to go out with a married woman. Now, let me ask you a question. No, let me ask you a question. If he would have gone after someone single,
still would have been right.
It would have been okay?
No, it still wouldn't have been right. I mean, it still was supposed to be a conversation had. No, I mean, wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. My point is that you can't try to make something if it's not marriage, and there is nothing binding,
okay,
then there's only morality that holds it. And if a person is saying that that's not what they want, then at some point it's gonna play on, especially the man. Let me tell y'all something. That's gonna play on the man's mind, because in a man gonna be like, oh shoot, well, do she really want me?
okay,
You know, am I enough?
okay.
You know, let's think about who Nia Long is. Let's think about all the movies. Let's think about everybody who she come in contact with. If you don't think that won't play on, I don't care who it is, that'll play on that man's pride.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's so many ways to look at it. When she says, I don't want to be married, and the first thing you thinking, but dang, why not? You know, oh, she might want to wait till she's 60, till she feel like she had another, you know, level of life where now I'll go get married. But I mean, so there's a lot of ways to see that. But if somebody was asking me, not about Nia Long personally, but if somebody was asking me about somebody that they was serious about, and the person said that they didn't want to be married, I say, don't put your stock in all of that.
Okay. So the bottom line is we're not condoning it. It is all wrong.
No, yeah, all cheating is wrong.
If you're with someone, whether you're
Yeah,
married
all
or
cheating
not,
is wrong.
it requires a conversation.
Yeah, morality.
And
integrity.
so be moral about it, and sit the person down and say, before this happens, I think we need to part ways. Before this happens, I think we need to part ways. However, I believe that a lot of times what happens with women, and I don't understand the mind of people who are in serious relationships, whether you're married or not, and you don't have that conversation. Do you love them enough to tell them the truth? Do you respect them enough to tell them the truth?
That part.
Do you love them enough to tell them the truth? Do you love them enough to say, this is going to hurt, but I don't want to continue this because I am dragging this thing along and I'm not happy?
So, babe, can I
That's
ask you a
what should have
question?
happened. Go ahead, Baba.
I always say that most men, at the beginning of a relationship with anybody, they already know whether they want to marry them or not.
They do.
Are women the same?
I think in this generation, you have a lot of women who are proposing to men, which I think is absurd. I think it takes away a man's manhood when a woman does that, because it doesn't allow him to say, I want you to come underneath my covering. And so a woman can't cover a man like that. The man has to cover her. And so it takes away the position in which she comes under him. She subjects to him. But that's another story, another topic for another day. But I believe that when you are in a relationship, I think that, I don't know, I think today it's just, marriage is all wrong.
This is the reason why I'm asking the question.
Back in the day, they had something to hold them together. Today, they don't have the same glue.
Well, this is what I'm asking the question. Do you think that maybe Nia Long had feelings like that because she wasn't finna marry this man, period?
Well, whether she chose to say I do or not, it was
I'm
a
just
relationship.
saying him. I'm talking about,
right.
I'm just saying maybe that just wasn't finna happen anyway.
No, it was a relationship. And maybe he did it for a way out. This is where we don't know this segment of the message. He might have done it for a way out because we don't know if he wanted to get married or not. We don't know. Everybody's situation is different. What we're saying is, why her?
Yeah.
Why him?
Yeah.
Why is it that when people step out and have affairs, they choose someone, and they choose someone that they can't build anything with? It is said that you can never build a house on another woman's tears. You can never build a house on another woman's tears. And this is what happens all the times in affair. They have these affairs, they have a chance, they break up their family, and then they try to get with a person that they cheated on with. And then it doesn't work. And so you risk it. Is it worth the risk? So now you have this woman who is married, a mother of 3, who is now publicly in a public eye from having an affair. And now really the onus is on the man.
Yeah. He's
The onus is on
the one
him.
wearing it.
He's the one wearing it.
He's the one wearing it.
Now a whole family is ripped up. And Nia Long, who I don't know, I'm quite sure that she's like, okay, her ego is bruised.
She got, it might be bruised, but she got a thousand ninjas in line.
Yeah, But her ego's bruised.
It might be
bruised.
Well, you know what? I agree. You know why I agree? Because she probably even played into the way she looked.
Right. Well, someone just put up the timeline that she's not leaving. It bothers her society more than it bothers her. I am going to say this publicly. If you are ever with anyone and they have an affair, it takes a lot of hard work to forgive and move forward. Because I believe that if you are going to do that and you're going to stay in it, you got a lot of work to do because they've already told you that they have violated, and you have to now rebuild trust when trust was broken. So now you go in it open wide, eyes open, not shut, that I'm going to continue a relationship with someone that was disrespectful to the commitment we had and had an affair.
That's hard.
If it happens again, you can't get mad at nobody, especially if they're not willing to do the work. I would not want to stay with nobody that I've got to be fearful of when he says I'm going to the store to get some milk.
Nope.
It's torture and it's torment, and you can forgive.
That is it.
But because of the violation, I would not want to stay with anyone who violated something that was supposed to be beautiful.
And people don't like my wife and I stand on divorce.
Yeah.
Because we do believe in it.
Yeah.
It was a reason why the Lord gave it to Moses and allowed him to happen.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't be in a situation where you're traumatized by somebody going to the doggone 7-Eleven.
Right.
Or you're traumatized because you hear the phone beep.
It's torment. It's
you
tormenting.
know that's too much.
Yeah.
Nobody should have to live to the point where you going through something if you ain't seen the phone.
Right.
If you ain't got that type of trust to stand, that's
it's hard. It's hard.
No.
And I think that if you're gonna do marriage, I think you should do it where there is no. We don't. He go on my
inboxes,
phone.
phones.
He has access
codes,
to everything. I have access to everything. That's just it. My phone. He pick it up. How you doing? I think that if you give people access, then you just created. If you give people access to everything that you have, and you're in a marriage, it will stop a lot of this.
I wouldn't want to be in something where I gotta be wondering who on the phone.
Yeah, I bet you if half of the people in relationships or marriage would give each other never mind a password to your phone, the email address, and the Facebook account, it would shock a lot of people. Because whenever you violate something that could have been so great, it is a lot of work to repair it. And nobody wants to do that anymore. So if she chooses to stay, that's on her. That's her.
More power to her.
That's on her. But he has already said that I have the ability to do this again. And if you're not careful, and you say, I'm going to continue on without work and forgiveness, you might be in jeopardy of doing it again. And you can't feel bad, because if it happens again and it bites you in the butt, the only person you want to kick is yourself. Right. Especially, someone said, what about
access to finances? That ain't this segment of the message.
No, access.
Maybe sometime. Maybe a little what y'all got to get the first part right first. Now.
Right, but no,
I believe the first trust right first.
Right, but I believe that in a marriage, it's yours, mine, and ours.
It's supposed to be.
It's yours, mine, and ours. That means yours, mine, and ours together. But if he has a private account and I have a private account, you still have access to it. You still got access to it. Period. There's no secrets in the marriage. There's no secrets in a relationship. I'm talking about marriage. In a relationship, and you guys are dating, I don't understand how come y'all date for 9, 10, 13, 23 years. I counseled someone that was met. She was dating somebody for 23 years, and he left her. And I kid you not, within 2 weeks of them getting separated, no longer wanting to do it, he was with someone and married her within a month. And this woman gave this man 23 years of dating and a son. So we've seen it all. I'm saying in a marriage, you are supposed to have access to everything. Wait a minute. And if you don't believe me, get a divorce. I guarantee you everything that individual was hiding, the judge will click the gavel and say, where it at? Because it means that by right, legally, the legality of it means that you have right to everything in a marriage that you came together with when you said I do. So that's just what it is. That's what it is. I think that with her situation, why her? That's what, if she's going to continue this relationship, she got to sit down and ask, why her?
And it's
If it's a man, why him?
Right.
Because if I'm doing everything that I was supposed to do for you, then we've got to ask ourselves, why are we here? What was it about her? Or what was it about him that allowed them to come in between something that could have been great? Why her? Why him? Women cheat to upgrade, men cheat and downgrade. And the why is between the both of you, how they got into what you guys were supposed to have, that was supposed to be called a commitment. Page. Think about it.
That's it.
It's not that they did anything wrong either. Sometimes, I mean, different.
They ain't married.
No, but babe, I mean, there's some people that it's deeper than that. There's some people that don't know how to commit. There's some people that have sex problems. There's some people that, you dealing with people that have anger issues. I don't know. But they always find someone and you be like, oh my gosh, he cheated with her. Oh, he cheated with him. Oh my goodness, why?
I done seen stuff like that and them jokers be together a long time too.
When? What?
Cheat with somebody that you like, why they with them? Unanswered questions. How about you do this?
You're gonna open up that
I say
can.
unanswered questions.
Good God today.
Make sure you handle what you have right. That's all I got to say.
All right, we going here. Let me see your finger. Go like this. Put it up in here. All right, click on the button so we can finish our day. Bye, y'all. Communion tomorrow at 8 o'clock.